KTRF 731 just got word in the Heritage Center in Thief River Falls closed today, so that means no aerobics or meals at the Heritage Center in Thief River Falls today. We'll have a complete rundown of our weather announcements in a moment. First, it's sports, scores, and schedules. With that, we say good morning to Wade Allen.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody. Happy snowy Wednesday, mid of the week. Well, it was a busy night as a lot of teams juggled their schedules around, moved things up as far as starting times. So let's go to it. Let's start with high school boys hockey, where the Section 8A and Section 8AA tournament quarterfinal rounds continued yesterday. We will start with the 8A, where Crookston was in town to take on the Thief River Falls Prowlers. Lee Jennings had that one for us on KTRF last night. Are we doing 3 stars to the game today?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have them?
Yep.
Crookston would hold 3-1 lead after 1, 4-3 after 2, but the Prowlers would score 3 goals in the third period for that 6-4 victory. On the power play, Crookston would go 0 for 6, the Prowlers would go 0 for 3, but again, the Prowlers picking up a couple shorthanded goals. Crookston, they picked up 1 shorthanded goal themselves. Shots in the hockey game favored the Prowlers. They outshot Crookston Pirates 35-18 for the game. Goaltender saves Brady Chandler finished out with 29. Cooper Roth in the nets for the Prowlers would finish out with 14. With the loss, the Crookston Pirates will end their season at 15-10-1, and with the win, the Prowlers up their record back to 500. They're 12-12-1. They will head to the section semifinals on Saturday at 1 o'clock against the Warroad Warriors. Again, in the boys hockey Section 8 quarterfinals last night at the Ralph Ingolstadt Arena. The final score, the Thief River Falls Prowlers 6 and the Crookston Pirates 4. For Thief River Falls Radio Sports, I'm Luke.
Thank you, Lee. We will update everything when it comes to the end here as far as all plays out on Saturday. But as he mentioned, Warroad will take on Thief River Falls as Warroad shut out Park Rapids last night, 16-0. The other two saw East Grand Forks winning at home over Red Lake Falls, 8-2, and Detroit Lakes winning at home over Bagley Foston, 5-1. So that sets up. We'll go over Saturday here in just a little bit. Let's go to Section 8AA, where it was Moorhead shutting out Alexandria at home 10-0. Bemidji going on the road defeating St. Cloud 5-2. It was St. Michael's Albertsville shutting out Brainerd 6-0. And Elk River over Roseau 10-1 yesterday in the quarterfinal round of 8AA. High school girls basketball. Thief River Falls at Purim. That game ended up being canceled yesterday. So we did have Badger Greenbush Middle River on the radio. They hosted Goodridge Grigla. Mark Allen had that one for us on 94-1 The Falls. Thank you, Mark. Other girls' action saw Sacred Heart winning on the road at Climax Fisher, 65-55. Was Fertile Beltrami knocking out Red Lake County Central, 65-57. Warren Albrado also with the road win over Kitson County Central, 77-57. In overtime, it was the Northern Freeze over Stephen Argyle, 61-58. East Grand Forks all over Roseau, 82-61. Bagley knocking off Warroad by 50-49, and Barnesville over Ada Borup West 58-52. Lake of the Woods and Clearbrook Gonvick, that game was also canceled yesterday. High school boys basketball on the radio for you. Northern Freeze, they were on the road at Warren Alvarado Oslo. Jameson had that one for us on North Country 99.3.
Always jumped up early in this one, tied up 11-4. The Freeze would claw back to make it a one-point game. And then late first half, the Freeze closed it in a 13-0 run to go 33-21 at the halftime break. Second half, the Freeze would carry that lead into the second half. The Ponies would cut it down to 6. And then the Freeze would answer back down the stretch, and they would get up big and win this one 66-52, the final, to sweep the season series over the Ponies. For the Ponies, they were led by Kaiden Cutterbaugh, 15.6 boards, and for the Freeze, Alex Bragg, 21.6 boards, along with Evan Reba with 12 points and 13 boards. With the win, the Freeze up their record to 14-8, and with the loss, the Ponies dropped to 10-13. Giving game also went to the Freeze 60-56. Again, your final from Warren. In Section 8A boys basketball, it was the Northern Freeze over the Warren Alvarado Oslo Ponies 66-52. From Warren and for Thief River Falls Radio Sports, I'm Jameson St. Germain.
Thank you, Jameson. Other boys basketball, Badger Greenbush Wood River winning on the road at Climax Fisher 64-49. Red Lake County knocking off Monoman Waban 83-69. East Grand Forks getting by Dilworth, Glendon Felton 65-60. In overtime, it was Crookston over Winnimac at Winnimac 71-66. And Sacred Heart winning on the road. They went over Goodridge Grigla 71-58. Roseau knocking off Warroad 86-78. It was Clearbrook Gonvick winning at Red Lake 67-65, and Thompson coming across from North Dakota winning at Ada Borup West 65-55. Well, Boston knocking off Black Duck 66-30 in high school boys basketball. So today on Thief River Falls Radio, we will have Inside Twins tonight at 6 p.m. I'm sure they'll talk more about the Pablo Lopez injury and what may happen there. We will also have details of that coming up a little bit. High school girls hockey state championship rounds get underway today for Class A. Seating looks like this at 11 a.m. Warroad will take on Laverne, followed by Proctor, Hermantown, and Dodge County right around 1 p.m. 6 p.m. St. Cloud will take on Breck, and at 8 p.m. Blake will take on Mankato East. And then tomorrow will be the opening round for the Double-A side of things. Lakeville North will get underway against Hill Murray at 11 a.m. Bemidji will take on Edina at 1 p.m. Farmingtown taking on Centennial Spring Lake Park. That one's slated for 6 p.m. tomorrow. And Andover will take on Holy Family Catholic. That one at 8 p.m. tomorrow night in the opening round of the Double-A tournament. Again, most of the games are going to be held at the Grand Casino Arena. Some games will be held at the TRIA rink as well over the course of the weekend. So good luck to everybody there. Also, Ohio State at Minnesota Gophers and women's basketball tonight. As far as I know, I haven't checked their website yet, but I believe Hibbing is coming to town to take on the Northland, but we'll check on that to see if that one's game has been canceled or postponed. But Hibbing was supposed to be taking on Northland men tonight at 7:30. All right, so let's go to what Saturday is going to look like for you in the 8A Hockey Boys Section Tournament. Saturday, again, we will have Thief River Falls taking on World. That one's slated for 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock from Ralph Engel State Arena. Also, East Grand Forks will take on Detroit Lakes, both games and the championship next Thursday at the Ralph Engel State Arena. So semifinal round this coming Saturday here in town. Saturday in the 8 AA looks like this. Moorhead will host Bemidji. That one on Saturday afternoon, I believe at 6. And then at 3, it'll be St. Michael Albertville taking on Elk River Zimmerman also on Saturday. Twins ace Pablo Lopez has significant tearing in the UCL ligament in his right elbow and will likely require Tommy John's reconstructive surgery. The club mentioned that yesterday from Fort Myers, and Lopez talks about getting a second opinion and why it's important. Well, if he does require surgery, it will be his second Tommy John's procedure. The Twins continue spring training workouts today, and they'll host the Gophers this Friday night before taking on the Red Sox on Saturday afternoon. And to note, we will have Twins spring training baseball on Monday as well. Other MLB news. Tony Clark has resigned as of effective yesterday following an internal investigation that revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who is a union employee. The leadership void occurs less than 10 months before the current collective bargaining agreement, which is set to expire December 1st of this year. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But Tony Clark out at the MLB Players Association Players Association conference. So Tony Clark is done there. Other news, Shohei Ohtani has already faced some live batters at Dodgers camp and is reported to be way ahead of pitching rehabilitation schedule compared to this time last year. So hopefully he's able to be a two-way star again this year. The 23rd ranked Golden Gopher women's basketball team puts on an 8-game winning streak on the line tonight when they host number 10 Ohio State, as they'll come to town to take on the Minnesota Gophers, who are 20-6 overall, 11-4 in the Big Ten. Head coach Don Plitzweit says the Gophers have to play discipline. The Buckeyes are 22-4 overall, 11-3 in the Big Ten. Of course, after blowing a big lead and falling at home to the 20th ranked Maryland on Sunday, the Gophers have not beaten the Buckeyes since 2016. A victory back in Minneapolis, giving OSU a current 16-game winning streak over the Gophers. Tonight, game tips off at 7 p.m. Again, we'll have it for you. 6:30 pregame, Real Country, 1460 for Gophers and Ohio State. Big game tonight, as the Gophers, of course, just broke into that top 25 this week at number 23. One lone game on the top 25 scoreboard for women's college hoops. Number 17, Ole Miss. No problem with number 21, Tennessee, 94-81. Cody McKenna, a career high 39 points and 10 boards for Ole Miss. Well, the 2026 Winter Olympics is nearing the end. Norway's Jonas Klæbo won his 10th career Winter Olympic gold medal in the men's cross-country team sprint, tying the record for most gold medals at a single Winter Games, which is 5. Ben Ogden, Team USA cross-country milestone, and Gus Schumacher both secured silver in the men's team sprint, marking the first time a U.S. men's team has ever medaled in that event. Also, some drama at free ski Big Air, what was called one of the greatest finales in sports history. Norway's Tormod Frogstad edged out American Mac Forehand for gold by just 2.25 points on the final run. So definitely some big time scoring there. Figure skating update as well. Following the women's sport program, American Alyssa Liu sits in third place at 76.59 behind Japanese leaders Amiya Nake and Kario Sakamoto heading into Thursday's free skate. Hockey quarterfinal round. The men's quarterfinals are set for today, featuring a high-stakes matchup between the United States and Sweden. That game slated for 2 p.m. And the German bobsled team, they achieved a podium sweep in the two-man bobsled for the second consecutive Winter Games, as the games are entering their final stages, with the closing ceremony scheduled for this Sunday, February 22nd. Well, Isaac Asuma had 15 points, and Grayson Grove added 13 as the Golden Gopher men's basketball team beat Oregon, the Ducks, 61-44 last night. Head coach Nico Medved recaps the Ducks win.
I thought, I was having fun. It was pretty good. Man, it looked like we set basketball back about 40 years there in the first, 8-9 minutes or whatever. But that's kind of how we had to play, man. We needed to bust up, we needed to guard, kind of get the tempo where we wanted it. And, man, what a go. I mean, our guys, we called it, they made the run. We call a timeout. I think they went up 2 or 1. I can't remember, it was 20. And the response from our guys out of that timeout was just incredible. We just never looked back from there.
The victory gives the Minnesota Gophers a 12-14 overall record, 5-10 in the Big Ten. They have won for just the second time in the last 11 games. The Gophers will host Rutgers at 11 a.m. this Saturday morning at Williams Arena. We'll have that for you, 10:30 a.m. pregame, Real Country 1460. Couple top 25 College basketball finals from yesterday. Number 1 Michigan, they showed why, 91-80 over number 7 Purdue. Iowa knocking off number 9 Nebraska 57-52, was 12th ranked Florida over South Carolina 76-62. Number 15 Michigan State knocking off UCLA 82-59. SMU over number 21 Louisville 95-85. And number 24 Ohio State winners over Wisconsin 86-69. Minnesota Timberwolves announced the team has signed back guard Mike Conley. Conley, who's 38. He is a 6'1 guard, appeared in 44 games, 9 starts earlier this season for Minnesota, averaging 4.4 points, 1.8 rebounds, 2.9 assists in 18.5 minutes per game for the Wolves. Conley is one of only 4 active players and 9 in NBA history to total more than 16,000 points, 6,500 assists, 3,500 rebounds, 1,600 steals. So pretty good company as Minnesota will return to action Friday against the Dallas Mavericks. Some sad news out of Denver. The Nuggets are mourning the death of former head coach Doug Moe, who passed away Tuesday following a long battle with cancer. He was 87. And Bob, finally, the league, NBA, is resuming again regular season play following the All-Star break, which saw high ratings and fresh trade deadlines fallout. Of course, former Mavericks owner Mark Cuban sparked some debate by urging the NBA to embrace tanking for a long-term game. The Knicks are also publicly, Jalen Brunson has publicly called the Knicks for the team to do right by him in an upcoming contract extension talks. And again, the regular season action returns Thursday for most teams for the NBA from the All-Star break. And finally, off-season news from the NFL. Longtime wide receiver Robert Woods signed a one-day contract with the Los Angeles Rams to officially retire from the NFL, while the Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is reportedly expected to request a trade this offseason.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
It is. Lots going on.
Yeah. Congratulations again, the Prowler boys.
Right.
And, next hour, we'll have 3 stars of the game
We will.
from our Broadway station following our sports. So, Wade, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you later. Sports news and information here brought to you every week.